Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is just going on to 9 o'clock this cold Monday morning here in Gauteng. We do hope that you're going to keep warm, whatever it is you're going to be doing and wherever you are going to this morning. We're now going to be joined by Zeenat Omar. She lives in Johannesburg. She's here to share her heart-wrenching story with us. It's a story about her little son, almost 3 years old. His name is Moegamat Keyaan. And when he was born, well, shortly, I think he was a couple of months old when the parents noticed something was just not right with him. He didn't seem to be reaching his milestones. Many doctors' visits later, little Moegamat Keyaan Omar was diagnosed with ONH, Optic Nerve Hypoplasia, and Mom Zeenat Omar is here to talk about the condition and the challenges they are facing as a family to get the right and affordable medical care to give Moegamat Keyaan a normal a life as possible. And this is where you and I come in as the Muslim community of South Africa. We need to open up our hearts and our pockets to try and help this family in this very, very sad predicament that they find themselves in. Zeenat Omar, Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the program. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Welcome, and how is little Moegamat Keyaan doing this morning?
He is good. He's at school.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, you have a heart-wrenching story to share with us. He has been diagnosed a while ago, I should imagine a couple of months ago, with a condition called optic nerve hypoplasia, together with other conditions as well. So when and how did this journey start? When did you and your husband notice that something was just not right with Keyaan? He's almost 3 years old. And at what point was it that you as a family decided something needs to happen, something serious needs to happen for us to try and give our little boy the best possible chance at life as we possibly can?
So was in 2020, July. It was his normal 7-month checkup that he was supposed to have, and we were a bit concerned because, like you mentioned, wasn't reaching milestones, wasn't fixating on light, wasn't playful, didn't do the normal and everything. So obviously, due to COVID, doctors were restricted for us not really wanting to see kiddies at that time. So it took us quite a bit. We had to see different doctors, obviously mainly the ophthalmologists, to confirm the condition. We had about 4 of them just for second opinions to make sure the condition, is there. We're certain if there's nothing else we need to do. During that period, there was a lot of blood work that needed to be done, a lot of MRI scans, just to confirm, make sure there's no other underlying issues at the time, which there wasn't. Again, like I say, that was only in July, so it was mainly just back and forth, making sure we're on the right track going forward. In 2021, obviously COVID hit again with the different waves and everything, which put us on another back step, which kept us from different doctors, more treatments and everything. So we had to basically just try and do what we could at home, which was trying to stimulate him, trying to do things, getting him to stand, to try and talk, all the basic stuff that we had to just try and do what the doctors had tried to assist us in before. Eventually, we did see doctors, but it was very rare space in between. He's seen only his endocrinologist. That was just for testosterone. So the testosterone that he had was for a micro penis. So with the condition itself, it comes with a lot of, a lot of issues, underlying issues as well, a lot of growth issues included. So that was the main thing that happened. That was the first one that we had besides the condition. Then he didn't see any doctors for about the rest of the year. We were trying to find doctors that were willing to take us, and unfortunately, they weren't. Everything was either online or we had to wait. And then beginning of this year, obviously, that COVID came a bit down and everything, then we decided, okay, we'll need to try and push further, try and get him to see doctors more often. So we got all of his pediatrician again. She assisted us in getting, let me say, a rehabilitation team that is there to assist for the walking, his speech, different sensory matters, in able to feed himself, learning to potty train, do all of that. So he finished his last testosterone in Feb March. He finished it, and then we had to do. I was a bit concerned with the
Okay,
schedule.
can I come in here?
Yes.
The testosterone therapy was obviously to help him grow because he wasn't growing
No,
as
the testosterone's for his micro penis. So
okay.
yes, yes.
All right.
So
Uh, All right, let's also look at another issue. Do you believe that if we were not locked down with COVID, and if you did have medical intervention at the right time, the moment you noticed that there was something not quite right with Kian, do you think that the situation might have been different, that he wouldn't be in as dire situation that he finds himself in now, and you as a family find yourselves in now? We do know this is all through the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we're not questioning it. But I'm just kind of wondering, do you think if there was medical intervention at the right time, that you wouldn't be in the situation that you find yourself in now?
I think if we had more medical intervention, it would have just made things a bit easier in getting him to walk faster, talk faster, but it wouldn't have changed where we still are now. It would have just been easier to do things. We would have had a team sooner to assist us. But I mean, we will still be where we are now, because due to the condition it takes time, because like his doctors explained, because of the condition, when they can't see, trustworthy comes in. So for them just to be able to trust just anybody is another thing. And for us, having just anybody around him not knowing much about the condition is also a challenge for us, because it's like, are you going to be able to help us? What are you going to do on your side? So it's
Okay,
still.
let's understand what exactly is wrong with Kian regarding his health. I'd like you to just focus a little bit also on optic nerve hypoplasia. Does that suggest that he is completely blind, or does he have some percentage of sight? And what are his other physical challenges that he is encountering right now?
Okay, so optic nerve hypoplasia is when the nerves behind your eye aren't fully developed. So what happens is you have to go through a test. They have to make sure that if there's any light perception. So we've done that multiple times. Unfortunately, there is no light perception on their side that they can see. We can only find out when Kian can start talking to tell us if he can or can't. So with optic nerve hypoplasia, there's an option that you can see or you can't. So you get septo optic nerve hypoplasia. So that's when it's completely blind, which is what he's diagnosed with. With that condition comes obviously a lot of underlying conditions. So with him, he got diagnosed with autism. He got
Oh,
diagnosed with epilepsy and now with growth hormones. So the growth hormone is his physical body inside and out isn't growing for his age. He's under the average bar on for his age and everything. So we're trying to sort that out so that there's no issues going forward. We don't want it where he's older and we're having problems, with him not being big enough or certain organs maybe not fully developed on the inside to avoid all of that. The epilepsy, so the older he gets, unfortunately, the worse it gets, like they say, but you never know. So they're just trying to monitor that. He's done blood work for that as well, just to try and make sure that everything is going normal. Medication is helping. They're going to obviously put him on a higher dosage as he gets. With optic nerve as well, it causes a lot of delays in most cases, unless you diagnose maybe at a later stage. So it comes. I can't tell you exactly what it comes with, because all well, the groups that we've been in to obviously try to find out more information, all the kids have different conditions to the optic nerve itself. So some will have diabetes, others will have the trachea pipe inside. But each child has their own, different condition underlining. With his as well came the challenge of him not crawling. He skipped that completely. Hasn't walked. Started standing recently, which we're trying to strengthen. Which they also said the growth hormone treatment will assist in strengthening his core and muscles. So he gets it's a pen that he gets at night that we have to distribute ourselves to him. And then the epilepsy medication is a syrup, which we have to do as well. We've applied for that for chronic because due to the prices for it, it's quite expensive and the medical aids don't really cover that. So sugar we got approved for chronic for those at least. We're still trying to, get doctors to try and either claim medical aid rates and everything. But due to the condition of being a lot in our country, it's not, there's not much
Okay.
resources to it.
So you're saying it's a very rare condition, obviously.
Yes,
I presume you as a family do attend support groups because that
yes,
helps you just be strong for each other and better assist Kian. I also understand that he is attending a special school. Tell
yes.
us more about the school in terms of what is it that they do with him when he's at school. Hopefully, lots of stimulation. Um, but the fact that he's blind creates a further challenge, does it not?
Yes, it does. So the school that he goes to is a special disability school. They take all kinds of kids, no matter how bad. And nice thing is they can go up until to the age of 23. So that kind of assists us that if he's still not where he needs to be, they there. So they try to keep the school still as normal, still have normal school holidays. They teach them Braille as well. They still try to teach them the normal subjects that are done in school to get their matric. So they start from double R till matric. The stimulation that they do, so they have a stimulation gym that they made themselves. That's just to assist the kids. So if they maybe can't do normal jungle gyms, that's more there for them, softer, more comfortable for space for them as well. So they have a physiotherapist, a speech therapist, and an occupational therapist as well. And they have nurses at the facility as well. That's there to assist if there's kids that maybe need that bit of assistance. So the physio as well, what they do is they trying to get him to walk, trying to, just get him to be a bit more out of his comfort zone and everything. So they've been assisting him with a gym ball. They just recently started him on a walking aid that the school is providing in the meantime until we can get that. The speech therapist is just trying to get him to be able to tell us if he's hungry, if he's tired, just more communication on his side. The occupational therapy, we're still going to start, but the occupational therapy, so the school provides that's just for sensory matters, being able to understand this is a spoon, I need to lift it to my mouth, this is a carpet, this is grass, stuff like that. The teachers there as well are quite brilliant because
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, the classrooms are nice and small. So it's not where they're only focusing on this child and this child. It's 4 or 5 children in a classroom max. So they try to give each child different, care, but at the same time make it still equal. So they still try to have them having fun days, swimming, painting, normal. They try to keep it as normal as possible.
He's
They
Kian. Sorry for the interruption. Kian's just on to 3 years old. The fact
Yeah,
that he's blind, you've also indicated that he suffers from autism, and we know
yes.
autism comes. There's a very wide spectrum. What form of autism have you guys picked up, or has he been diagnosed with? So how does that set him back even further? Does he enjoy school, and are they stimulating him enough? So I've thrown a whole host of questions at you.
So for the autism, we're not exactly sure what as yet because it was only recently. So we're still waiting for more information on that. But along with that, they explain it does come with a lot of anger issues, which he suffers quite a bit from, in the sense of biting himself, hitting himself, trying to take frustration out. So we try to take that part away, stimulating, give him love in that way. Um, with the stimulation at school, he will enjoy school. I haven't had any issues. The teachers are quite happy. He's getting where he needs to be. The stimulation part, it's assisting him quite well, especially coming at home. A lot of issues we used to have with him with sleep patterns was irregular. That started assisting as well. Eating included, he didn't really enjoy eating. That is another thing that has helped us. Um, him going to, not going to strangers, but being a bit more comfortable around them. That is, the school has helped us with a lot of those things, mainly because obviously, like I said, due to COVID, he's only been around me and my husband. That's about it. So him obviously being around more children, more people, it's quite helpful. It makes it easier on us, even if we do go out or we around different people. It's a bit easier. So they've been a real help.
Wonderful. So how much time does he spend at school? That must really be very helpful for you as a family, because can you imagine being with him 24/7 would totally exhaust you. You wouldn't have really the energy to cope with him. Uh, does when he gets home, is he tired enough to be able to take his bath, have his meal, and then possibly, a bit of fun time with you as a family, and then be able to sleep? Because it's hugely challenging having a child with any condition. And here we're hearing Keyaan doesn't have one condition. He's been obviously diagnosed with multiple conditions. How do you cope as a family? And obviously, the school is playing a huge role in a supportive way for you as a family.
So school starts from 8 till 2. So he's at school from 8 till about 1. So we just try to limit it, not too much, because obviously he gets to a point where he's too tired of of whoever is around, and he starts looking for us. So we just keep it not short, but a good amount of time to get his sessions and everything in. When he gets home from school, he's very tired. He'll get home and we'll be home by say 1:30, 2 o'clock, and Kian will sleep for the whole afternoon. Then it's okay, issues, no having issues with bathing or eating. But like I said, the sleeping patterns have increased more. He was on melatonin for, I have no idea, and it just wasn't helping. The dosages went higher and higher. Um, with him being at home, it's a bit easier as well. Like I said, we have a baby, so having Kian still like a baby and him, it makes it a bit easier now with the school and everything. So us as a family, like how do I say, our family has been the support structure for us, because that's the only people we could actually rely on. So we have our ups and downs, where there's days where we get told, listen, this is what happened. The results came back, and now we sit to me like, okay, what do we need to do? How are we going to go forward? And sometimes we don't have an answer for each other as a couple. So we'll rather go to family and say, look, what do we need to do? Maybe do we need to speak to other doctors, or but so we just try to be strong for ourselves as well, because I mean, if we're not, it's not going to make it any easier on them as well.
Okay. Have you met other families with a child with a similar condition like Kian? What have you learned from them? Or is it a very unique situation that you find yourself in? But anyway, do you kind of compare notes? Is that helpful? Does that kind of almost give you the support and encouragement you need to continue?
So I haven't met any other child with his condition. When we found out about it, it was through his pediatrician. And we obviously started Googling, trying to find support groups, trying just to find out more information. So the support groups is mainly group chats that's like on your social medias that we've joined just to try and find out more about these doctors. We try to ask questions. It's only the endocrinologist that actually has knowledge about them. But when we did ask, they prefer not to discuss other children's information. So we either trying to go as it is, or if it's in support groups, we read about it, try to understand, okay, what are they doing on their end? How do we do it going forward? Or if we go to doctors, we say, look, we in support groups, this is what we've read about it. Can we maybe just check? Can we understand a bit more about it? What is the causes of this? How can we do this going forward? Well, yeah. So we try just to ask the questions that is necessary, or we just try to rule out. But there's we haven't had any encounters. So when we found out, we were the first for our pediatrician as well. So we still fairly new into it, even though it's already been so long.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the courage and obviously the strength to be the strong parents that Keyaan needs, inshallah. Obviously, you have indicated that you're on medical aid. You've also indicated you have an amazing support structure. And I guess you're one of the fortunate few who managed to find a school that can accommodate Keyaan. So, shukr for all of that. But despite the fact that you're on medical aid, we know that medical aid have lots of um, exceptions. Certain things are not included in, or the type of plan you might be on. Most doctors these days charge 100 to 300% more than medical aid rates, which means you either have to have gap cover or you need to dig into your own pocket. And that's
Yes.
not a possibility for most of us. This is where we as a community come in. What is it that you'd like to put out there as far as the community and community support is concerned?
So for us, we've been paying medical aid, and when we claim back, we're not getting, like you said, we're not getting what we pay for. So we've tried finding doctors that can assist us medical wise in medical aid health rates, but obviously they've been of no assistance. So we decided just to stick with who we have because they've been quite helpful. The family has assisted us at least with the school fees, so we've been sorted on that. We got a few suggestions to open a Backer Buddy account, which is the link that I showed you. So with the Backer Buddy link account, it's just to try and raise awareness on his condition itself, trying to raise money, just to get it's more of a head start for us just to understand, okay, this is what we need to do going forward. So the whole point of us raising the funds at the moment is just a head start in order for us to get to where we need to be, which is getting his walking aid and a cane. The school does provide the dogs, but they're quite expensive, so that's at another additional cost. So
You're talking about dogs to aid blind people. Is that what you're
yes,
referring to here?
yes.
Okay. Isn't he too young for that specific type of aid? Or do they believe that the younger you start, the better?
Yes. So the school provides it. So the minute Kian starts walking, whether it's with the walking aid or the cane, you can choose to take the dog immediately. So they train them from small so that the dog grows with them, makes it easier. The trust is it's more there. They suggest it's better now so that when he's older, it's much easier to get around it. He's more familiar with it. He understands it better. So we're just trying to, get him on track to be a bit more mobile, a bit more independent for himself. Uh, the other thing we're also trying to do is the doctor visits as well. I mean, if we do claim back from the medical aid, our savings are going. So it's not like we have the funds available all the time on hand. And due to his visits being either at short notice or planned beforehand, to say it's 2 weeks from now and there's no salary there at that time as yet, it's a thing of how are we going to do this? We need to pay this amount, or we need to try and reschedule. And the longer we reschedule, the longer it takes for Keyaan to get to what he needs to, do, doctors that he needs to see. Um, that's the main things we're just trying to get at the moment. The school fees was a part of it, but in at the moment it's not necessary anymore, and it's just to get him for everything that he needs, to make sure if there's any other things that's outstanding for him, to save that money for him, that if he requires further treatments or further medical assistance in future, we know we have that money on hand. So it's
Inshallah.
just yeah.
Okay, you spoke about a specific type of a wheelchair. You
Yes.
also spoke about the guide dog. So what sort of figures are we looking at here? What does the family need with immediate effect so that inshallah by way of this program, I'm hoping and praying inshallah it goes viral so people in our community can do the right thing to contribute to your family's fund, the much needed funds, and to make Keyaan as comfortable as possible. Let's just give you that website before you respond to me: www.backabuddy.coza /Moegamat, Moegamat dash Keyaan, Keyaan dash Omar, Omar. Now, I know that's a lot to be taking down. If you've missed that, please call us here at Salam Media. Just call us on one of our social media platforms or our studio line, and we'll give you all of those details, inshallah. Back to you, Zeenat.
So the walking aid is a pediatric disability walking aid. So it comes with the attachments for him to sit, to stand. It's more prone for kiddies itself, especially with disabilities, because they can use it for a period of time. It's adjustable. We have been looking at the normal ones, but when we spoke with his school, they suggested he needs the proper disability one itself. So the one, there is a few, I'm not sure if I provided the picture, but there is one that he is using now at the moment. That one you can attach and take off the chair as well for him to sit with. The service dog, we trying to find place institutions that is providing that maybe at a much cheaper cost for us, because the school at the moment they have a school with the dogs, but it's 48,000 a month. But that includes training sessions, that includes the dog, that includes him. So it's like another school that he has to go to. So if he doesn't go to school every day, then they take certain days off from the week where he will have to go with the dog. So I mean that's another cost as well that we still need to look at if we can't find a different school. There was, when we done an interview with IOL News, there was a few people that had reached out to us, a service dog places, but the problem with them is you have to qualify for it. So if they feel you don't qualify, you need to reapply with more information every single time until you approved or you on a waiting period. And this lady was on a waiting period for over a year and a half. So we're just trying to find a place that can assist us. Not, I won't say now, but if we need it at that given time, we know, okay, we can go here. We have the money for it, even if we have to pay for a year or half a year. The other thing that we're also trying to do with raising his awareness, besides just back a buddy, we are trying to look at sponsors, whether it's from people from the community that's willing to assist. If they don't want to provide the money, you can assist in getting the walking aid or the cane, or pay for, if we say, okay, we found a school. So we have a Facebook page for him and an Instagram page. There we're posting every day his results. We have live Q&As as well with him involved. So it's just to get people to either, like I said, sponsor us with the stuff that he needs, or to pay for certain things, not necessarily giving us the money. Because, I mean, a lot of people don't want to just give their money, you know, it's life,
So,
unfortunately.
yeah, you're quite happy that they could then pay for the stuff directly from their account into the account
Yes.
of the service provider. Inshallah, that is a possibility, and I'm glad to hear that. I'm also wondering about the South African Guide Dogs Association. Is that an institution that you might have approached already?
No. So we've heard about different dog institutions, but we haven't really gotten to it as yet. As we mainly just trying to focus on getting him the walking aid at the moment. So, like I said, the whole point is trying to get him where he needs to be. So that's first
Inshallah.
getting him to walk and be comfortable with moving out of his comfort zone, understanding, okay, this is the carpet, I need to go this way, the couch, and this is there. So mainly at the moment, it's just the walking aid at the
Okay.
moment.
All right, we've come to the end of the show. As a mother, I'd like you to reach out to other mothers watching us this morning, mothers who've been blessed with children with absolutely no complications, who are as normal as we'd pray for them to be. From your heart to their heart, what do you want to say to them, and how do you ask them to assist you as a family during this time of your very, very dire need?
Okay. Children are a blessing. I think
Alhamdulillah.
we all know that they bring light. They turn the darkest days, no matter how bad your day is. Especially with Kian, for us, it's been, it's just it's a different kind of love, and I think all mothers will understand that, because I mean
And
it
you
doesn't.
wouldn't and you wouldn't trade him for the world despite the
No.
conditions and the challenges that he has, right?
No,
He is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
yes, he is. And I mean, for me personally, I don't know how other mothers would feel. We just recently had a little baby. So I haven't experienced, the baby reaching the milestones, doing certain things. So for me, it's like a new baby, my first baby. So I'm still getting used to the ropes on that, still trying to do certain things. But I just want to say that, you people support, just by supporting, by sharing his story is enough for us. We don't look, obviously it is trying to raise funds for him, it's trying to get him what he needs, all the medical attention. But I mean, if people is even just there to support with kind words to us, we're grateful for that. So it's just, we just would love the assistance of everybody. We are
Inshallah.
planning a fundraiser as well, which will follow with more details as it goes. I would share that to Nazreen.
Please do,
And
so that
then,
we can publicize it.
yes, and then once that is finalized, then we would love for the community people just to join, be there where you would get to meet Kian, socialize with him, see what he's about, these doctors and everything as well. I will share the Facebook links as well. So if there's more information people want to know, they can read on there as well. And then I will share the IOL news. So my email is on there and my husband's cell phone number. If there's more questions that people want to know, or, you
Inshallah.
know, I
Mhm.
mean, so
Okay, lovely talking to you. My heart goes out to you and your family and little Kian. But inshallah, there are amazing people in our community, and undoubtedly, you are going to get the support you need from the community. You go well, little Kian, and you as a family are in our ongoing du'as. Till the next time, as always, assalamu alaikum to you.
alaikum salam.
That was Zeenat Umar, the mother of little Kian. He's 3 years old. He suffers from a whole host of issues. He is blind. His condition is called optic nerve hypoplasia. So please dig very deep into your pockets and your heart and help this amazing family to give their son the best chance at life. It is exactly 9:34. Inshallah, in a minute or two, we will be crossing over to Jerusalem to talk to Abir Zayad about the situation in the Holy Land, inshallah.